Highlights of the second part of the double header here this weekend. This game is Australia against South Africa. Yesterday the New Zealanders beat the South Africans, and this is the points table as Australia and South Africa go into today's contest. Australia 6 points from 4 games, a game in hand there. New Zealand have done very well. They have a better net run rate than South Africa, and they certainly have better points, 5-3, and they've each played the same number of games. Now the teams for today's contest: the Australians first of all, Alan Border, then Taylor, Boone, Jones, Mark Waugh, Martin, Healy, Rifle, McDermott, May, McGrath and Shane Warne, the 12th man. And South Africa have been hit by injury. Hansie Cronje and Gary Kirsten, they may well open the batting later on. Darryl Cullinan, Jonty Rhodes, Dave Callaghan, Brian McMillan, David Richardson, Pat Simcox, Richard Snell, who's a very interesting bowler, bowls big leg cutters, Dave Rundle, Fani de Villiers and Errol Stewart is the 12th man. Conditions are very good here at the Gabba today. Very hot, mind you. It's around about 35 degrees promised later in the afternoon. And the toss was won by South Africa, who put the Australians in. Similar tactics to yesterday against the New Zealanders. Those tactics misfired. Today, it was Mark Taylor and David Boone. We joined play in the 6th over. It's no wicket for 13. Snell is the bowler. Taylor is taking strike. Bill Laurie and Simon O'Donnell are your commentators.
Good look for 2 here. Third man's quite deep. It's well run and well thrown by de Villiers. A fine arm, but always 2. It was wide. He's a good outfielder and a very strong throw.
He's run Taylor out previously in Sydney. Great mover.
Could be out. There's a man down there. It's going over his head. Simcox is going all the way at 6. Does it clear the rope or not? Umpire asking the fieldsman. Simcox 4. De Villiers again to David Boone. Boone just working the ball down to third man for single.
David Boone rocking onto the front foot, just waiting for that delivery there. Just shows how good this wicket is.
Got him. Taylor trying to cut the angle. He's clean bowled. A very good breakthrough. And it's that man de Villiers again, reading for the front for South Africa. Taylor clean bowled for 12. That's 1 for 20.
Drag the back on. That's the way Mark Taylor's still got to play. He's got to get on with it. Try and get some boundaries. Inside edge there.
And a tremendous cheer here as Dean Jones comes out to represent Australia once again, international cricket. Full house, Taylor out, clean bowled for 12. He's disappointed. It's 1 for 20. Dean Jones, career strike rate of 73. 5,500 one-day international runs on strike for de Villiers. Oh, they got the extra gully in now for Jones. A nervous starter, and he's under a bit of pressure, of course. A lot of publicity about his inclusion in the Australian team. He's there because Mark Taylor's been knocked over by de Villiers.
We've got signs for him. People do love him all around Australia in one-day cricket. So they should.
Probably the most nervous man at the moment is David Boone at the other end, because Jones will be looking for a single. Have to back up. He's charged him. He's got it away. Didn't quite time it. That's a Dean Jones charge. The nerves explode there. He gets off the mark. He'll come back for 3. Look at him go. Boone scampering for the other end. He's in danger. Boone safely home. Jones adds excitement to the one-day international at the Gabba. Didn't time that drive. He charged Fani de Villiers. Clubbed it into the ground, but it went down the ground for 3. Richard Hadley and Tony Gregg takes up the commentary.
Oh, good shot, straight down the ground again. I think he just got a little hand on that one, de Villiers. Simcox is after it. As a result of getting a little hand on that one, they'll only get 3. Another good shot from Dean Jones, straight down the ground. Just watch this for an aggressive, positive shot. So 9 overs have been bowled. It's 55 balls, and they've scored 27. Snell, the bowler. Good shot. Boone smashed that into the gap on the offside. It's running away to the fence. Don't bother chasing that one. Bowl short outside off stump to David Boone, and he'll murder you. Oh, he's gone over the top of it. Boy, will they give him some stick down there, and back they come again. You see, this is what Dean Jones does to the opposition fieldsman. Simcox comes charging in there, trying to do the right thing, and over the top he goes, loses it, and down he goes. And of course the crowd in the background love it. Give him heaps down there, they will. 13 overs have now been bowled. 1 for 44. This is Hansi Cronje now. Down the wicket, over the top he goes, just to relieve the pressure a little bit. Desperate stakes from Jones, but this is what's required in one-day cricket. All the fielders up, you can afford to get it in the air and over the top. Oh, he's hit that high. It's going down towards the deep mid-wicket boundary. No one down there. It bounces once and again and is picked up down there by the man who comes running around from his position down at fine leg. So Jones has decided to go over the top. Well played again. He'll be looking for the second one here. Simcox getting onto it, and in comes the throw. But Jones is home by miles. 1 for 50.
And mid-off won't get to it. Pat Simcox. And the ball going under the sight board. Not quite off the middle of the bat, but well enough hit to clear the 2 straight men and get to the boundary. It's very clever play there by Dean Jones. Just moving around in the crease before Cronje delivered the ball. He realises there's no fine leg, and he took full advantage of it. Once again, hit straight. Rundle at mid-off, but he can't get there. Dean Jones in a very successful comeback to the Australian side. He's on 44. In the commentary box now, Bill Laurie and Sir Richard Hadley.
Boone dries beautifully, used his feet, opened up the gap at cover. Superb stroke. It brings up the 100 for 1 here at the Gabba. It's playing very well indeed, David Boone. This time he sweeps, gets it fine. Maybe Reg Byers going all the way. A bad over from Simcox. It was a bad delivery. We'll wait for the call. It's 4 off the bat. 105. David Boone closing on Dean Jones. 43 off 58. 46 off 58. Change in the bowling from the members end as McMillan comes back into the attack. Full house here at the Gabba. He drops in short and he gets pulled away. Not quite off the meat of the bat. De Villiers cleans up at fine leg. Jones not even coming back for the third, not making any effort to come back for the third. And I think Dean Jones is in a bit of trouble at the non-striker's end.
Well, certainly not surprising, Bill. We did see yesterday with Chris Cairns and Shane Thompson batting magnificently for New Zealand that the longer their innings progressed, the more tired they became.
In the air, out, straight to mid-off. That's the wicket they need. And McMillan, Boone driving, hit it straight to mid-off, in the air. Rundle takes the catch, and Boone is out for 45. Caught Rundle, bowled McMillan. It's a vital wicket for South Africa.
David Boone hitting the ball on the up there, just a little bit of bottom hand. Really was quite a simple catch, but that's the breakthrough the South Africans been waiting for. They've needed it. Certainly Boone and Jones have really taken control of the Australian innings here, but that wicket just sort of halts them a little bit. Australia losing their second wicket, 2 for 108.
That's an excellent strike rate from Mark Waugh. And he's at the crease because David Boone's holed out to McMillan when he's driven on the up. Mark Waugh off the mark. A single. 4 runs and a wicket off the over. It's 2 for 109. Jones on 48. Simcox the bowler. Can he bring up a half century on return? I think so, Dean Jones. Jones will look for 2. It's into the gap. This is a good test for the fieldsman. Here comes Jones. It's 50. Listen to the roar. Dino's back.
He certainly is back, and he's played very well indeed. 3 boundaries and he's 50. 62 balls. Strike rate of 80. And that's very good indeed. Well, you can only prove a point.
Safe. Catch it was a cry. It wasn't a well-timed pull shot. Very tired there, Dean Jones. He's staggering down to the non-striker's end. One of his fortes is his concentration and fitness. Maybe a lot of nervous energy used today by Dean Jones early on. See his feet, he was just spun around there, no use of the feet at all really, and fell in safely for a single. That's a big one. The man's out there. Oh, he mucked it up. He didn't go for Kirsten. He didn't attack the ball, and the beating that went before that was almost a chance. Kirsten running and stopping.
Well, it was almost a 50-50 ball for him. What does he do? Does he decide to go in and dive and try and take a sensational catch and break a couple of fingers, or does he hold up to try and stop the boundary? Well, he had a difficult one.
That's in the air. There's a man down there. He should get this. He's under it. He's gone, and once again, Mark Wall gets out softly. He's such a great player, and he chipped it straight down the ground. The long off come around, and Mark Wall cannot believe it. A soft dismissal. He's out for 10, a vital wicket for South Africa.
Yes, Mark Wall will be very disappointed with that. Looking for the straight drive over the top, over the bowler's head. Simcox, it really didn't time it right. Didn't get enough bat on it, really, and deep mid-off comes right round there and takes quite a well-judged and simple catch at the end of the day. It's Cullinan. So Wall's gone. The third Australian wicket has now fallen. Big breakthrough that for South Africa. Australia now 3 for 127.
Well, there's a good strike rate for you, 93.2. One of the most exciting batsmen in the world was Damien Martin. He's only 22 years of age. He's only played 9 matches.
Just 3 fours. Oh, he's got that one away, and Simcox is on his knees. Well, if you bowl it outside off stump and it turns back and you haven't got a slip in position, there's some players, and we saw Kirsten do it yesterday, that are going to get the ball away through that slip cordon area, and this is a good shot for mine in one-day cricket.
He's down on hands and knees, believing that delivery was good enough to get a wicket. In this game, it was good enough to take 4.
Martin hitting the ball into the gap there nicely as well. Jones coming back. A lot of pressure on the South African fieldsmen. They comfortably home for 2. Frustration beginning to creep into the fielding out there. They're trying to stop the 2. Bad news from the South African dressing room. Finally, de Villiers, the man of the match in the test match, has apparently got a little bit of a problem with that 12th rib area, the area that a lot of bowlers have a problem with. They tend to pinch a muscle down there. Here we go again. Watch Damien Martin. Oh, back in a flash, and exactly that has happened. Will they come back for another one? Well, so de Villiers is back on the ground, 3 for 152. Tremendous atmosphere here at the Gabba. What a day as well for Dave Rundle to make his debut in one-day internationals. He's bowling now, having bowled a very good first over. In the air and just short. Well, that just about carried. Jonty came diving in there, didn't quite make it.
Is a welcome break for Damien Martin. The outfield's slow over there. It's in the re-turfed area. They're looking for 4. Can only get the 3. I'll get it. Very, very big hit.
Very confident call, Rich. Just be careful of the spinning finger, mate.
There's a lovely blow from Dean Jones. Good footwork. He didn't get in so close to the ball that he couldn't hit it high. Got to remember when they're thinking about 2 on this ground, it's a very small ground.
And that's the one that Jones hit for 6, almost lobbing on the third umpire's little hut there.
well done, well caught. No fuss, no bother. And Damien Martin goes for 23. Dave Rundle bowled it well. And was very nicely picked up by the skipper.
Yes, it was easily caught, but it was travelling very quickly. And Mr. Cronje had to go down low to get it, but he made it look a very simple catch, and it wasn't. And Martin out for 23. It's 4 for 180.
On board the new batsman. And a big ovation from this capacity crowd. A sellout match here today at the Gabba. Border is joining Dean Jones out in the centre. Water was all right. I think it was the ice cube that straightened his back a bit. He'll take it. Take everything when the run chases on. Jones is going to look for a third. The way Dean Jones plays his cricket, you have to be very, very fit to keep up with him. The other thing is he has to be very fit. With a capacity crowd in and not much of a breeze out there, it's very, very hot. The players, particularly the ones who play it like Dean Jones, need plenty of water. That's as good as smashing it straight down the ground and into the side screen on the floor. Consistency is what's required. Now the man at deep cover has a long chase. He's going to get into that longer area over there, the one that's been regrassed. Pick up 3 for Border.
Border striking them quite well right from the start of his innings here. That's brought up the 200 for Australia on 257 balls.
Dave Rundle is the man who's going to continue at the members' end, Vulture Street end. Jones has got his fresh gloves. Man under it. Got it. Very well caught. Gary Kirsten's the man out at long off. We were just talking about him. And Border has gone. Now the Australians will have to start another partnership. 5 for 205 now. Border gone for 15.
That's a very good catch because Border hit it hard and hit it flat. Kirsten had to come in and he's grabbed it around about ankle height. That's a very good effort from Kirsten and a good wicket for Dave Rundle. It's 5 for 205.
Ian Healy's the new batsman coming out to join Dean Jones. Oh, well done. Healy gone. First baller for Ian Healy. Dave Rundle takes the catch off his own bowling, and the Australians, they're not actually in trouble, but they're just struggling a bit now. At the halfway mark, it seemed to me they were going to make 270 if they kept going. Now they might be struggling to make 245, 250.
That's also a very good catch. Diving away to the left and just centimetres off the ground. Not so easy to do when you're just following through. But he's done well, Dave Rundle. A duck for Ian Healy. 6 for 208.
New batsman is Paul Rifle coming out to join his Victorian teammate.
6 for 211, 5 overs to be bowled. Jones in the 90s. It's gone. Clean bowled, a good delivery, and Rundle could be a match winner here for South Africa. 4 wickets, a nice delivery. Jones driving, a fine hand. A great comeback by Dean Jones, but certainly a very good bowling performance.
Yes, from the moment he came on to bowl, it looked as if he was going to cause a few problems. He certainly slowed things down, but out of the seats come the fans here at the Gabba ground. Jones walking off to a standing ovation. Just played outside, the ball spinning back onto the off stump there, and that was the end of Dean Jones, who acknowledges the applause here, and let me tell you, they really did appreciate the innings. Dean Jones, 98 of 123 balls. It's 7 for 211.
It's a very good comeback by South Africa. The second day in trying conditions. They're sticking to their task in a very professional manner. And, of course, Rundle's on a hat-trick. Healy last ball the last over. Jones the first ball this over. McDermott on a hat-trick. Oh, that's as close to a hat-trick you'll ever see in a one-dayer. Rundle beating the outside edge. Here's the wicket of Jones.
Yes, that knocked back the off stump. Good delivery. Spun back, beat the outside edge, and, excuse me, no problems at all there. And they were very happy to get rid of Jones, that's for sure. Well fielded there by Jonty Rhodes. There's a lot of character in the South African side. Just when things are getting tough, they start getting tough themselves. And this is an example of it. Just moved away a little bit in the air, spun back, hit the off stump, and that's the end of Dean Jones.
And Rundle 6.5, 4 for 34. Good throw here, be close. Very close, he's got him. Good cricket, South Africa defending well in the final overs, not conceding a single. McDermott run out, a very good throw and pick up.
Yes, very well done that was. And desperately needed to get another wicket here to really make it tough. And have a look at the throw right alongside the stumps, and McDermott really struggling. In comes the throw, off go the bails there, and he's a yard out of his ground. So good fielding again by the South Africans, and McDermott is on his way. So the score now 8 down for 214.
Tim May with a very good strike rate, hasn't scored many runs, an average of 7.33, 8 for 225, 49 overs bowled. Fanny de Villiers 10 overs, 1 for 28. Rifle on strike, he'll probably go for the boundary. It's a full pitch, it's out to mid-wicket.
Stay there, the call. Yes, it's not often you see the off-spinner or a off-spinner, or for that matter a leg spinner, bowling the last over of a one-day international.
Well bowled with misfield, he lets himself down, Rundle. He should stop that one. Concedes a run. Final delivery. Rifle on strike. Gets it at the square leg. They surely go for 2 here. They do if the throw is good. It's going to be very close. Out. So Rifle run it off the final delivery. One will be the target, so it's 9 for 230.
Performance from the South Africans to keep Australia down to that figure, 230. This is the way their card looked after the innings. When I tell you that the Australians should have got round about 260, and you might raise your eyebrows at that, I can assure you that they made 2 for 112 in the first 25 overs. In the next 25, they made 7 for 118. That's why they're round about 30 runs short of the total they would have desired. 45 to Boone and 98 to Jones, 23 for Martin, and then it all fell away in the face of some excellent South African bowling and fielding. They stuck to it very well in tough conditions out there. Fanny de Villiers 1 for 28, 1 for 42 for McMillan. I thought Snell bowled well. No reward there in the fourth column under wickets. And 1 for 47 for Simcox, the off-spinner. And Dave Rundle, the other off-spinner. Good tactics from Hansie Cronje here. 9 overs, no maiden, and 4 for 42. South Africa required 231 runs. The asking rate is 4.62 per over, and it's certainly easier than seemed likely at one stage in the morning. In the commentary box now for the start of this second innings today, Tony Greig, and with him is Sir Richard Hadley.
Thank you, Richie. Well, that's the story. 4.62 runs required per over. McDermott's going to start off for Australia, and he really has had a wonderful time of it so far in this World Series Cup. He's got wickets for very few runs in almost every match. Nicely played by Cronje, getting that one away straight. Looking for the third, but a good call there. Came back a few yards and then decided against it. Straight down the ground again. Cronje. And back in a flash, Kirsten. 4 runs of that over. A wicket for 8. This is McGrath. Oh, and it's gone through his hands. Well, just for a second, that looked as if Mark Ward pulled off another beauty. And he was just standing up a little bit, and it went down and popped out of his hands. Have a look at this.
That ball seemed to bounce outside the off stump, and Kirsten really, well, he did hit down. He tried to hit over it, and it went very, very quickly to War in the gully. And we know that he's caught one or two spectacular catches there, but on this occasion he's missed it, so that's a life.
It's after that one because Border's now moved into the gully. A good shot, that one. Kirsten, a pretty effective player.
Marvellous 98 by Dean Jones today, being recalled back into the Australian side after an absence of a good 12 months or so. It's just proved a point to the selectors. And one suspects too that Peter Kirsten may have proved a point as far as the South African selectors are concerned, with the way that he batted so beautifully yesterday.
Oh, well fielded. David Boone there, full length to his left. Well, he may be short, and he may be just a little bit slower than some of the others, but have a look at this.
Well, he gets to the ground a bit quicker than others, I guess, Tony, doesn't he? But he's certainly proving a point, David Boone, that he's still rather athletic in the field. Slightly different ball game here today.
And into the gap. That's the one he was aiming for last ball, and this time he's got it away nicely. And it will reach the fence too. So the outfield here very fast. They needed that boundary as well. South Africa no wicket for 23. In the commentary box, Ian Chappell and Richie Bennett.
Pretty good effort to get through 5 overs on the trot in this searing heat. It's around about 35 degrees out. It may even be more with capacity crowd in and breeze restricted. The flags are giving the impression there's a stiff breeze out there, but it is very, very warm, and that breeze really is in effect going across the top of the ground.
He's gone once too often, Ian Healy, and Hansi Cronje will be very annoyed with himself for that. Having done it once and been very successful, he's gone to the well once too often.
Put it down to the heat, I would think. He knew it had gone straight up in the air. Healy only drops those in the Allen Border tribute match. And Hansi Cronje leaves the field. He will be extremely annoyed at that. It's 1 for 33.
1 wicket down. Darryl Cullinan today coming in at number 3. He, when he came in, went to the striker's end. But then the umpires informed him that the batsman had crossed on that skyer, and hence Kirsten was on strike. In fact, he'd got to the point where he was about to take block. He'd asked for 2 legs, and Tony McQuillan said, "Hey, you, down this end."
South Africa just falling behind here. Some very good bowling from Glenn McGrath and Craig McDermott. Paul Rifle 3 overs, 1 for 10. Where's the chance? He slipped. Oh, it's got an overthrow. So there's action here and a run. A direct hit from Border then would have been curtains for Kirsten.
Plenty of error out there. Allen Border, dead-eye Dick usually.
May around the wicket. Sweeps, good shot. In between the gap, May go. It doesn't go all the way. Well cut off at backward square. They're back for 2. Brings up the 50 for the loss of 1 wicket. Talking about Ian Healy. He's breaking records all the time. That's the one-day international figures. Healy and Marsh equal for 124 dismissal each. 4 more games for Ian Healy. That's a great shot. Used the feet beautifully. The man sweeping, that's Tara. They should get at least 3. Kirsten having a look back. Tara trying to make the distance. Or Sockers, they should come back for 4. That's bad running by Darryl Cullinan. Really allowed a slow outfielder to save the extra run, but a very good shot from Kirsten. The ball drifting in. Kirsten has been a little bit careful there. He's sweeping against the spin. Ball spinning from leg to off. Actually, it was a full toss.
down into the ground straight away. No danger of dismissal there.
That's a good edge. It's going to race away for 4. 10 off the over. It's 1 for 50's been taken at the Gabba. And unfortunately, it's getting a little bit dull here, and a strong breeze whipping across the ground. That's a thick edge. That'll race towards the boundary. May coming around quickly. Dives. And what a good save. And that's very good running. Back for the third. So a bit of action here at the Gabba. Kirsten, oh, dropped. It was a difficult chance. I'm sure that went into the gloves there. We'll have another look at that. It was a fine line, but it was an educated nick, and Healy was across quickly.
He was definitely looking to run this down to third man. Maybe not quite as fine, only just getting to Ian Healy. He's always been very reliable, Ian Healy. Gives it his all. Can't question that commitment.
Well placed. Border showing at the stumps. Oh, that would have been very close. Cullinan thought he was safe. Border was around quickly. Missed the timber.
I cannot remember too many games where Alan Border from this distance has missed the stumps twice. He was dead.
Shane Warne, the 12th man, replacing Craig McDermott, who just went off with a limp for some treatment. 22 overs bowled. South Africa 1 for 78. It's a good solid start. Cullinan on 21. Thurston on 36. Dropped him, did he? I thought he might have got a nick there. I'll have a look at that again. Not sure. There seemed to be a noise.
I think Ian Healy getting done by the breeze here as well. If anything, off the face of the bat. And Heels really gave it the crocodile jaws. He misjudged it completely. That breeze, it came on a lot quicker than what he thought.
So the screen moving across now for Border. He's going to bowl that little slanter into the right-hander. Cullinan's on strike. 2 men back, straight down the ground. He's hit that in the air. This is going to be caught straight down Rifle's throat. Yes, it is. Well, he's decided to go for it, and it's gone high in the air. Rifle down there, a deep long on. Made no mistake that time.
Once again, I must query the thinking in Darryl Cullinan's batting. Not much point in just hitting him straight down the fielder's throat at long on. And simple catch there for Paul Rifle. A good pair of hands and a good bowling change for the Australian skipper. Cullinan out for 27. It's 2 for 88.
Jonty Rhodes, the bubbly little South African who's played so well on so many occasions for them, especially when the chips have been down. I'll be hoping that he'll produce it here today. 27 overs have been bowled in the South African innings, 2 for 93. Nasty play, turned well fielded. No, he's dived over the top of it. Just for a second I thought that McGrath got his hand on that one. He certainly got there, but went over the top. And that brings up 100 for South Africa. And not a very happy Mark Waugh. Rhodes has the strike here. Well, there he goes again. He'll stretch Border here. Back he comes. Border gives it away. And allows the fieldsman coming in from the boundary there, Taylor, to do the work. Once more, Waugh not very happy.
Jonty's scored off every ball that he's faced, and he is doing exactly the job that Dean Jones does for Australia.
That's his 50. Oops, a little bobble down there from Warne, and in goes the throw, just a little wide. And so 50 for Kirsten. Oh, he's got him, caught behind. Yes, a big nick there, and that time no problems for Healy. He managed to get onto that one. He's played and missed quite a lot, Kirsten, and that was a very big nick, and that was a good catch.
That catch takes Ian Healy past Rodney Marsh in one-day international dismissals. Kirsten not even bothering to look at the umpire. He just heads for the pavilion, and South Africa have lost their 3rd wicket. with the score at 118.
Callaghan is the new batsman, David Callaghan.
96 matches for him now, just 4 more than Rodney Marsh, and he's gone past Rodney Marsh's figures. Trouble here. Oh, must be gone and forgotten. Border's missed a couple of times earlier, but that was the crunch one. Brilliant work, poor call. Dave Callaghan is out, and that was great fielding from Border.
So often happens when you're in control, you lose 1 wicket, and all of a sudden you lose another one. Well, that was magnificent fielding by Border. He has a reputation for hitting the wickets direct. Callaghan falls short of his ground there. Fancy coming out there just to face 1 ball and you find yourself run out. So that's 4 for 119 now, South Africa.
There's the new player for South Africa, coming out after the run out of Dave Callaghan. Brilliant work from Border. It's a wonderful reputation for picking up and throwing. Craig McDermott is back on the field. He's had some treatment. Bit of a dicky knee. But he's out there to do the job if necessary, if Border requires him. Border himself is bowling now. It's in the air. It's going to be safe. As you should have thought there'd be an enormous roar for LBW if Brian Millen had missed that. Well, Border may well be aggrieved at that. He may be unsure where the ball was going to go. In his mind will be the thought that it was going to go straight onto middle stump. Perhaps it just straightened a little bit, just turned a fraction.
This may have caused some doubt there.
He's caught and bowled batsmen from every country in limited overs games. And now he's done one from South Africa. Brian McMillan, a little bit of flight. McMillan has smashed it back at Alan Border. He's picked it up. Yet another victim for the Australian captain.
There's certainly no doubt there with that decision either. Alan Border again a safe pair of hands. McMillan's gone. Obviously a little bit out of touch at the moment. So South Africa in trouble at 5 for 138.
David Richardson is the new batsman. He's facing Alan Border.
Border doing a wonderful job for Australia. 2 for 31 he has as he comes towards the end of his 8th over.
That's a good sweep. He likes that stroke, Jonty Rhodes. He even played it against Shane Warne in Sydney where the ball was turning square and played it very well. Lovely roll of the wrists.
Those first 15 overs, it's a great opportunity to score boundaries. Also, in the first 30, chasing a total such as this, you need 7 or 8 fours, if not a 6 in there as well.
Oh, that's well done. Now then, he hit into the ground. For a second, I thought he did. And the umpire is shaking his head. Border doesn't like it very much. I must say, my first reaction was that he hit it down. Border is down on his haunches, and Healy is carrying on. He came all the way down the other end of the wicket. And he's shaking his head at the batsman now there, Jonty Rhodes. He's perfectly entitled to stand. That's the big glare, that one. Well, we might just come back and have a look at the replay in a second. Well, they're right alongside each other now. Plenty of time to have a little chat. But let's have a look at it again.
Big stare from the Australian captain. Looked to me as if went into the deck first. Came up high.
Well, that angle shows it slightly differently. It looked as if he may have scooped it up. Alan Border really having a go out there. And a little chat there with McDermott. He suggested if you're not going to bowl, there's no point in being out here. Oh, Oh, that's got to be close. Yes, he's got him. Playing right across the line, desperately trying to get some runs there, and Border shying down at the other end as the ball came down to him, but that was plumb LBW.
Certainly was plumb LBW. The recipe to disaster, not getting those boundaries in those first 30 overs. Suddenly, batsmen have to become too inventive. It puts too much pressure on them, and they get out. 6 for 168.
Paxton Cox is the new bat, so that's not that encouraging. It's going to be a miracle if they can pull it off. Again, a big appeal for LBW, and again he's given him at LBW. Simcox can't believe it, wandering down the wicket and just having a little glare at the umpire as he goes past him. Well, I suppose he might have thought he'd got himself just outside the line. So McGrath is on a hat-trick. Here we are.
And also Pat's got a bit of time to rest that undercarriage. Plum, middle and leg out. Desperate trouble, South Africa.
Richard Snell is the new batsman. Will he get the hat-trick here? Away goes McGrath to him. Way down the leg side and wide called. The crowd really getting behind McGrath there to try and urge on that hat-trick, but that really was a wide delivery. South Africa now need another 62 runs off the remaining 30 balls with only 3 wickets in hand. Now Rhodes is on strike. And big appeal there, yes, and he's given him out. So given out, caught by Healy there. That one bobbed up in the air. Healy ran around and took the catch. And Jonty Rhodes accepted this one. Let's have another look at it.
Out twice. Jonty Rhodes, 46. Had a dip. It was never in the game, really. Boundaries were the requirement, and they couldn't get them. 8 for 175.
Well, let's hope he gets the message and goes for the big ones here. Apparently he can hit them. It looks as if he's got pretty strong arms. Gone way down towards mid-wicket, over the top as well. Yes, it's gone all the way, so this is really what was needed quite a long time ago. That one's gone way over the top of the boundary down at deep mid-wicket. So 6 to the total. Out, caught an extra cover, straight down his throat, and the Aussies really are on fire now. Damien Martin simply diving forward there and taking that catch, no trouble at all. So the Aussies really looking to wrap this one up nice and quickly.
They will wrap it up very quickly too. Snell won mighty 6 over square leg. Very next delivery. Lovely catch from Damien Martin.
Finachafani de Villiers is the new batsman. Career average of 3.8.
They need 50. They've got 21 balls to do it in. They've got 1 wicket in hand. They've also got no hope.
Get one there.
Dave Rundle here, he wasn't moving at all well getting up the other end. The rigours of international cricket could be taking their toll.
Got him, first ball, straight to backward point. Border's got him, and so Rundle out caught first ball on his debut, and Australia have won the match. A very good performance by them. Motivated, I think, right in the initial stages by Dean Jones. Great knock by him. The crowd's running onto the ground. What a good dismissal. What a good performance this was by the Australians.
It was a great performance from the Australians. They missed out when they batted and only made 230, setting a target of 231 for South Africa. And then the pressure they applied was absolutely terrific. They were very well captained by Alan Border. The fielding held up, and it was just a terrific performance by the Australians in the face of just a small target for the South Africans. These are the cards. 182 for South Africa. Top score, Kirsten 51. Jonty Rhodes made 46. And then it all fell away because they lost 5 for 14 in just 16 balls, and Glenn McGrath had his best ever bowling figures in a limited overs international, Australia winning by 48 runs. McGrath's figures were 4 for 24 in 8.5 overs, a wicket there for Rifle, one for May, one for Mark Waugh, and Alan Border bowled very well. When McDermott was injured, bowled just 5 overs for 14 before a knee strain forced him off the field. Then Border came on, bowled a full complement of 10 overs, the only bowler to do so, picked up 2 wickets, one of them an absolutely brilliant caught and bowled, and a very, very good effort from him. Man of the match was Dean Jones, and a great performance. I was so pleased to see him back in the side, and for the fact that he made 98 in 123 balls. Very, very good stuff, and it gave the Australians their chance to pick up 2 points there to go to 8 in the Benson Hedges World Series table. They've only played 5 games, so too New Zealand. They have 5, and the South Africans have played 1 game more and only have 3 points, and they're on the bottom of the net run rate.